Find a way to connect with your team. Good morning and welcome to In the Car with Clint. We have been on a pretty aggressive recruitment drive for the last month or two because of the explosive growth of Lawn Hub, but also the continued growth of both Waterpro and Railways. And I have traveled a little bit and I've been quite busy and I've been working on some deep work for Waterpro. So last week I started catching up on my lunches. So for those of you that don't know, all new staff that come into the Hectagon group, I have lunch with them as early as practical. The Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week, I had lunches, and then today I've got a lunch as well. Having those lunches last week reminded me of the importance of connection with your team and the context of each individual person's life and the value that that can bring to you as a leader and the business. Now, I am a strong believer that I work for them more than they work for me, and in turn, the return on that is that they will do the best possible job they can for the company, and the company will thrive and everyone benefits. Last week's lunches gave me a reminder of the value of having those conversations and sitting down with someone for half an hour, an hour, having a meal and getting an understanding of that individual's needs, wants and desires, fears, experiences, so that I can then communicate anything that's not sensitive back through my management team and build a plan for the future of that individual. So we might find that someone is happy just doing the job that they're doing and they want to do it for the rest of their life, but they need one tool to change their job and be happy. We might find that someone's come over to this business because they liked the idea of working here and they want to grow within the company, and any opportunity that comes up to move into a management role, they would grab with both hands. And so there's no ambiguity around that. And obviously most businesses probably do that using, what do they call it? Reviews and, probationary reviews and 3 months reviews and yearly reviews. I don't do them. I don't do them very well. I don't want to sit down and go through a tick and flick. I think it's great for the business and the business will do it and the management team will do it. But for me, the conversations I get in the, by the water cooler or while sitting down having a burger or while actually doing that person's job with them bring me so much more value because I'm getting candid, honest behavior. The things that I talk about in these lunches are my expectations of the individual. I want to learn about their life and why they chose to come to work for us. I ask them questions about why they would leave and what kind of an opportunity would cause them to want to look to leave, and what kind of things that could happen within the business would cause them to start looking externally. I ask them, what their goals and their desires are within the business. And then I let them talk and I listen and I remember, and then that information sits in my head for two benefits. One, when the opportunities arise to move people into a different location or to put them through management training or even just to improve their workspace, which we can sometimes do quite inexpensively, I do. But it also gives me context to check in on them as I'm walking around the businesses and be like, hey, how you going? And then, pull to the side, like, is everything all right with what we spoke about? Yeah, no, it seems better. Even just talking was good, or I need some help. And then we can provide that help. I'm not suggesting this is something that you need to do within your businesses. All I'm doing is, explaining what we do, and with the hope that it gives you some kind of motivation to have better conversations with the people around you. The reality is our businesses, Lawn Hub's a bit different, but the rest of the businesses don't sell anything that you can't buy anywhere else. And the reality is fertilizer, there's a lot of different options. Obviously our brand's better, but for Waterpro and Railways, we're selling, dirt and plastic really. And so you could buy that elsewhere. So the difference that we have, the only key difference, you could argue software, you could argue location, blah, 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 but anyone can go buy the same software we've got. Anyone could rent a location or buy a location. The difference is the staff that work in the business and the clients that we work with and the suppliers that we work with. And the better quality relationships I have with those people, the higher quality interactions that I'm going to have, and the more likelihood that the business will be successful, and the more likelihood that I'm not stressed, and the more likelihood that the team are happy, and then happy staff produce good results. So have a think about it. Might not be for you. I hope that it never gets to the point where I become jaded by the barrage of difficulty in business and remove it. I always want to do lunches, and even when we get to the point where there's 400 and 500 staff, I want some kind of mechanism in place for me to be able to meet the new staff at some point, whether it be group lunches or 5-minute chats. But it's really important to me. It enables me to set the accent of what I want the business to be, so that if they're having a different experience to that in the business, then they might come to me. And they all get given my mobile number from me at that instance, and they're told that this is a number that you can use if you're worried about one of your leaders, even if you're seeing something in the business that's happening that you might find that they're quite stressed, or you might find that you've got an idea that no one's listening to. You can come to me and I will listen. It doesn't mean I'll always act on it, and it doesn't mean that we can always do something about it, but I will promise that I will listen, and I will explain my actions on acting on it or not acting on it. All right, that was another long one. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that brought some value to someone out there in the beautiful world that we live in. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to each other. Most importantly, be kind to yourself. I'll talk to you soon.